Alright, boob tube. It's that time again. Let's fix the Miata from Deal's Gap. I've already got a wheel off. Exhaust laying on the floor. I'm going to take this fender off. And then we're going to investigate what we can save and start chopping that up and chopping the headers up to add in some flex joints. So hopefully I don't ever have to deal with this again. And also fix where it came unbolted from the frame, which is right there. I had a bolt that rides there, and I guess from the last track day that I did, it had vibrated loose, and at some point during the first day at Deal's Gap, I lost it, and then that's what ended up killing the exhaust. So let's dig into this and get it done. Alright, so looks like I had some damage that went a little bit further than I thought. I did have a rough time loading the car on the trailer the last day, and I think it bit my uprights for my splitter. So I'm going to send my file that I have off to Send Cut Send, have some more cut out, and have them a little bit thicker. That way hopefully that won't be a problem on the next ones. But that explains why it kind of looked funny. It had like the front of the splitter was kind of like pointed up in the air. That's probably why. So this gives me a chance to like adjust my backstop for the front bumper. I'd like to pull some of it back here so that I have more lip on the front, because you can see how much lip I have on the sides versus the front. I'm losing a lot of potential downforce not having that extended as far as it should be. As for the exhaust, it's looking worse than I realized. I thought it was more broke like this, and it's broke flush like that. So this is going to be, I'm probably going to end up having to remake a slight 45 here, and I'd kind of planned that because I'm hoping I can adjust this so that the tire doesn't rub when I turn. I can't remember if it's left or right, one of the two directions. I know it rubs this way because that's just, there's nothing I can do here that's gonna rub there. This is as far back as I can get it. It used to rub a lot worse. The A-arm used to actually bump up and down on the headers, which it doesn't anymore, because, and I can tell because there's dirt on the bottom of the header. So so this is going to get redone here. I don't know where I'm probably going to cut it right at this weld here. Just cut that all off and then beat a 45 so that it fits there and weld that back up. And all the rest of this feels like it's holding together good, so that's a plus. None of this is blown out. This is it's mild stainless, I guess is what you call it. So but it's holding together well, so that's a plus. I'll probably leave the header wrap up here on this portion. I don't know if I'll header wrap back down further. I might do this section here just to help protect the bushing there, but it's a polyurethane bushing, so even if it gets hot, it shouldn't melt like a rubber bushing does. Apologize for the dogs, they think somebody's here. And then this, so if you look at this, as if it's like, you know, straight, you see how the 90 kind of comes out and then has to come back in? I'm going to hopefully fix that. I'm going to trim it there and kind of rotate it in that way so that it comes around the corner a lot better and it's more smooth and straight there. And that was just a function of getting the muffler fixed without having to rework all of this originally. So, yay. So I'm gonna pull the header off, inspect it, make sure it looks good. It looks like it's gonna be fine. Take all of this apart, fix some of this up. You can actually see how my ducting works now on the car. Is it elegant and pretty? No. Does it function and work great? Yes. The car stays substantially cooler moving down the road than it does sitting, clearly. But, you know, function over form. So, it works, and that's what matters. I believe that's all I've got for now. So I'm probably gonna set y'all back up and get back to hammering out the exhaust and start cutting stuff and prepping to get it all fixed. So let's dive into it, boys and girls. All right, there she is in all of her ugly glory. Looks like the front rotor runs a little bit leaner than the back rotor, but that's all right. And that's what I gotta fix. That's gonna be a fun treat to fix. But I'm hoping trimming this out and then beating a 45 till it's oval so that I can turn it will work. So I'm gonna get my bandsaw set up that I haven't even gotten to use yet, which I'm excited to use. And we're gonna trim this bad boy up, see how well it goes, and figure that out. But if you wanna see how large the ports are on the motor, that is a peripheral port motor right there. So I actually could probably match the gaskets. I believe the gaskets are a little small compared to the port, but we're talking fractions of a horsepower there, and this isn't supposed to be I'm not going for every inch of horsepower that I can get on this motor. It's supposed to be something just to prove that you don't need crazy race stuff to make good power on these motors and make them reliable, which this one has been very reliable other than the front cover O-ring. So let's get this trimmed up, figure out where I'm going to cut this bad boy, get it trimmed up, because I'd really not like to not lose the V-band, because I don't want to have to, well, I might just buy a new one now that I'm thinking about it, just to make this whole piece all over again. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's get this set up, trim that off, mock everything back up so that we can start test fitting whether I'm going to use the flex joint without ends on it or if I'm going to need the flex joint with ends on it. I'm probably going to end up using that one. So let's dive into this and get it all squared away and fixed up. Alright, that went way better than I expected. Got a little grinding to do to clean it all up and actually get most of the weld back, but that turned out great, honestly. So that's one side done. I'm not going to film doing the other side. I'm just going to go ahead and trim it up because it's going to be hard for me to hold it and set the camera up because it's so long that I'll end up knocking the camera over trying to film cutting it. So we'll do that side, and then we're going to mock everything back up to check and see how it all is going to fit, and we'll go from there. Well, got it all mocked back up, and did some touched up some paint a little bit there so that it doesn't rust while I'm spraying brake clean on, cleaning stuff off and stuff. Well, my muffler's dead, so I'll probably completely cut this off and fix this. Either fix it or remove it. I don't know. I don't even know if it actually helped. It seemed loud even with the muffler in there, the muffler material in there. But I don't have any 3-inch bends. I thought I had some laying around here. You figure with all of the material that I have laying around that I would have some 3-inch stuff. That top tote over there is just tubing, and I don't have any 3-inch J-bends to cut up and make this. So that gives me an opportunity to completely trash that thing, or just, well, keep it for something else, because the V-band's good, but order a V-band, a new V-band, and order a J-bend to fix this properly and go from there. So I'm at a stopping point for now, which sucks, but that's a lot of progress. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, which is a good thing. So all I've got to do now is make it all work. It's Legos. It's not too bad, especially when you're good at booger welding like I am. You can make stuff work, which is all that matters. So I'm going to end it off here. I don't know if I'll post this video that way or just wait until I have the full video, but if that's it, if you're seeing this, then I posted it. If not, then I went ahead and waited until I got all the parts for everything. So, all right. See y'all next time. Deuces.